Hello, Super Nerd friends, Haley and Alexis. This is Becky on Wednesday. I have a lot of things to say to you guys. I should just call you sometime, because I have not had the time to do a vlog today until now, and it's after 2, and I still don't have the time. I tried to finish Perks, but that's going to take me like an hour. I don't have an hour because I need to get up in the morning. I tried an energy drink. Last night, yesterday. I was it was 160, whatever the units are of caffeine, milligrams probably, because I had 2 servings. And I was kind of disappointed with the effect that caffeine had on me. It was kind of chill, I don't know, like, I was, kind of falling asleep, and then I drank it, and then I was super productive and got all this work done, so that was good, it was useful. I was kind of nauseous, but I was really, really, really happy. And then I was able to sleep. When I closed my eyes, though, like, there were just like a billion images, like, just bald tiger. It was mostly foods, actually. Fruits and vegetables and plants, like ferns, all these different kinds of ferns were just like popping up in my head when I closed my eyes. But I managed to get to sleep, and got 6 hours of sleep, and then woke up like really refreshed. Like, I haven't woken up that invigorated in a long time. And I drank the energy drink at like 7:30. I slept really well. So, but energy drinks are not a habit I plan to pursue. But there, I had a lot of engineering homework. And on Saturday, I had class from 8:30 to 5:30. We got out half an hour early, but work called, and they asked if I could come in. So I'm like, oh, sure, I can work for a couple hours. I worked 6 to midnight. That was the day I was going to do my homework. So I was going to stay up all night Sunday night. Sunday night. But I got 4 hours of sleep and finished half the homework. All the homework, but not the classwork. But it was okay that I didn't finish the classwork, because the classwork is for end class. But it's not for end class because we have to finish the classwork anyway. So I've almost finished the classwork anyway. It's really, like, boring stuff. I don't know. Like, it's kind of fun to figure out how it just takes too long to do. So I did handbell choir today. I will be able to stay in handbell choir, so that's nice. Although there was a girl at my orientation for QFC who is going to be working at my store, and so now she's the newest cashier. So I'm not the newest cashier anymore, but she has laryngitis, and so she didn't know that she was working today. So they tried to get me in today, but I'm like, nope, too bad. I'm doing handbell choir, fools. So handbell choir is really fun though. And I wasn't too far behind after missing 2 weeks. So yeah, I got this gum. I would show it to you, but it's holding up a newspaper article that is shading my camera, because I have light here and there, and that gets on the camera if I don't shield it. It's extra dessert flavored gum. It's a root beer float, and it's delicious. And the expiration date is on my birthday. That's never happened before. I've never had an expiration date on my birthday, unless maybe like for something like milk. But but this one's like May 2013. So I've done a lot of driving. I drove to Issaquah today. And we ate at Panera again. I drove in downtown Bellevue a little while ago. I probably told you guys about that one. But today, we were kind of pressed for time, so I took I took I-90 back to Bellevue from Issaquah. And it was at night, so I had my headlights on, driving on the freeway. Oh yeah. So, yeah. We will have 4 cars at this house though, if I bring the Sable here. So I don't know where I'll park. Yeah, I should go to bed. I was gonna finish Perks. So sorry about that. It's too late. I didn't have school today. So you'd think that I would have had a lot of time today, right? Because I didn't have school or work. But I studied with a friend from engineering graphics. I worked in engineering graphics and she worked in calculus. She's having problems. It's her first calculus class. So mostly it was me helping her with calculus. But it made me feel so great. Like, I wasn't sure how much I'd be able to help because I'm not that great with limits, and that's kind of where you start out with calculus. So I thought I don't know, when your parents help you with your math homework when you get to a certain level, they spend most of the time, reading your textbook, you know? So I thought that's how it would be, oh wait, let me look at that and remind myself how to do a derivative. But I don't know, I was able to help her, and it was great. It was really great. It made me feel great, and she really enjoyed it because she doesn't usually study with other people. So, and I wish I was taking math classes here because her professor, he sounds super awesome, and he wrote the whole freaking textbook. It's an amazing textbook, and he printed it really cheap. I mean, it looks more like a workbook, but he printed it cheap so that it's cheap. But I mean, they don't spend extra time telling you stories and doing analogies and all the stuff that makes, they try to make a textbook like a reading book. It's no, don't even try. Just put the math in there, please. So it's just what you need to know. It's great. So that's man, I miss math, so mostly it was, anyway, so yeah. I cleaned my room. You can't really tell because the bed's like that, but my room was getting really bad because I haven't had any time at home. I finished trimming the hedge, which I spent 5 hours on today. 5 hours to finish trimming that hedge. I was halfway done, but it's on the top of a rock wall, so I had to climb a ladder to get up there, and the ladder was not high enough. So I was reaching and clipping, and I'm gonna be really sore in my shoulders tomorrow. But yeah, so done with that, I can move on to something more interesting. The study skills class in general was pretty good. I mean, I knew most of the things in there, I guess most of my classes. Well, engineering graphics, I guess, is somewhat new. We're not getting to, there's a lot of stuff in the textbook for engineering graphics. It gets very complex. And we're not doing much of it. We're kind of doing it's we're doing all the easiest problems, which, I'm not going to complain about. Just, I need to work on the, computer software. Our chemistry lab on Monday was really cool, though. Labs are mostly lectures because the labs don't take very long, and we have 3 hours scheduled, and so she takes up the whole 3 hours by lecturing us. But anyway, some of the students are saying that, oh, she makes everything seem really complicated, but I love it. She goes so much more in depth than an AP class, and I'm sitting there, I'm hating AP classes more and more, because they only tell you the stuff that you need to know for the AP test. They don't. It's just really good to have a professor who really loves what they're teaching you, and my chemistry professor hated general chemistry because it doesn't make sense. Oh, yeah, what's his name? Schrodinger found the quantum numbers and stuff for hydrogen by solving a math equation. He solved and these were the solutions, and those show us the shapes of the orbitals. Nice. Can I see the equation? Can you show me how he solved it? Can I solve the equation myself? It's calculus. I would love to, so I guess I should just look that up myself. So maybe I would really like to take higher level chemistry classes. I mean, I guess there's a lot of overlap between, chemistry and physics, but I think that would be fascinating. So and the class, chemistry is reminding me more of organic chemistry than it is AP chemistry. Like we learned, she taught us bone structure, and I mean, I know everything that she's saying to me. It's kind of it's review, all of it's review, but like I'm kind of wondering like what levels everyone else in the class is at. Like sometimes I kind of assume if they're picking up on stuff like, oh, I mean, they've taken chemistry 121, they have some chemistry background, but like hearing all this stuff for the first time, it has to be a lot different. So I don't know, I'm really enjoying the classes, even if the homework's rather easy. Anyway, I should do really, got 102 on my first test, so yeah, I should anyway, I don't know, so chemistry it's a very stimulating environment, if nothing else, and I thought we're like talking about light and photons, which don't have mass, right? But and just thinking about when you see a molecular structure, right? It's a ball and stick, and which isn't accurate at all. So then you take up the space filling model, but electrons are so tiny, and an atom is like, the analogy is like a pea in the center of a stadium, and the outside of the stadium is where the electrons are. The electrons are orders of magnitude smaller than the pea. So most everything in the universe is space, right? Percentage-wise. And electrons and protons and neutrons are made up of smaller things. It's most, I mean, because there is matter, and because we can touch things and not go through all the empty space, it's just forces though, right? It's just the force of an electron field around, and forces connecting things and holding them in place and not letting them all collapse in on each other. So what? It's this thought is terrifying me when I think about it. It's kind of permeating my life, and like whenever I look at anything, like it kind of, like the book Silverwing with the bats. So I thought, what if there was like in the third one or something, there was like this trap, and it was like a sound trap. I don't know, because bats like do echolocation, so it was like a world made of sound, and their senses couldn't detect that it wasn't actually matter because it was showing up as matter via sonar, right? And so light is just excited electrons emitting energy. And basically, what if there is no such thing as matter at all? Because who cares that light doesn't have mass? What if nothing has mass? Because light can still be sucked in by a black hole, right? So what's the difference between that and gravity attracting matter? So now I'm kind of terrified that everything is just energy and there's no such thing as mass at all. Or, like, and if we keep getting down and that things get infinitely small, just like the universe is infinitely large, and we can't even comprehend that because we can't, and it's terrifying, and life keeps going on. So anyway, that's where I am right now, and it's a really crazy place to be because I don't know what anything is anymore. Scale, what is scale? We use these scales in engineering, and they don't even begin to... Anyway, that's my rant of the day. I hope you guys have really good Tuesdays. Sorry, my videos seem to be getting later and later, or they're just late in general. They're also all very long. So sorry about that. I'll try to do a short one of these days. Okay, with that, good night and good luck. Bye.